That amazing kid you raised is ready for college, and you're proud. I love my mini-me proud. Dad cry proud. Bumper sticker proud. Fun uncle proud. Citizens Bank is proud to be a part of your student's journey from orientation to graduation. With student loan options and guidance, our experts are ready. We're going to college.
All right, guys, here we go. We're practicing for the Pops from my hometown, Barnstable, Massachusetts. Are we ready? And a little percussion. Oh, yes, very good. Clovey, nice drumming. Tap a little more on that one. Nice, Momo. Lundy, a little more on that guitar. Lundy, excellent job. Wait a minute. Guys, we're missing something. What are we missing?
Cowbell.
Cowbell. Jammer. Cowbell. Cowbell. The cowbell. Woo. Cowbell. Cowbell. Everybody all together. One last time. Let's hear it. Woo! And good. All right, guys. That was awesome. Now, let's work the introductions. Morgie, you start us up.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who needs no introduction.
Catherine.
The master of disaster, MVP of MVPs.
Lundy.
Mr. Barnstable himself.
Thank you. Clover.
Our guest conductor, Neal McDonough.
And
Neal, 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 Neal.
excellent, guys. Great job.
Good job, everyone. Honey, Keith's on the phone.
Guys, take 5. Okay. Keith, how are you? We're working the moves 24/7.
Awesome job, Keith Lockhart.
24/7?
What's that?
Working the moves. Neal, are you feeling okay?
No, I am so ready to conduct the Boston Pops in my hometown, Barnstable, Massachusetts. It's going to be fantastic.
Neal, slow down. Calm down. That's why I'm calling. Pops by the Sea, it's been canceled this year.
Canceled?
I'm so sorry.
What do you mean it's canceled? How
With everything that's going on, we just couldn't make it happen this year.
I get it.
I'm sorry. I know how much it meant to you.
I understand. No, but wait a second. It's not over yet. Was it over when the Patriots were down 28-3 against Atlanta in Super Bowl 51?
Well...
Did Tom Brady say it was over?
Well...
Did Julian Edelman say it was over?
No.
Did Bill Belichick say it was over?
No, he didn't.
No, it's not over, Keith. And in Hollywood, as we say, the show must go on.
Yes, you're right, Neal. The show will go on.
Woo! Oh, go. Yes. Ooh, yes. Good, guys. All together now. Are you hearing this, Keith? Isn't it awesome?
That sound. Why, I've never heard anything like it. It's music to my ears.
Woo! Yes. Yeah. Great job, guys. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the 35th annual Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea. Although I wish I could be telling you this atop the stage at the Village Green in my beautiful hometown of Hyannis, Massachusetts, the universe had other plans. But that doesn't mean we still can't celebrate. We're going to have an amazing evening celebrating the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod and what they do. Have a great evening of music with the Boston Pops. But most importantly, celebrating my friend Keith Lockhart's 25th anniversary as the conductor of the Boston Pops by the Sea. And these guys are the most preeminent orchestra on the planet. Let's have a great time. So now, Keith, Maestro, the baton is yours.
Thank you for joining us for what is going to be a special evening filled with a lot of music, a little laughter, and some very special moments that remind us of how important the arts are on Cape Cod. And now it is my privilege to pass the baton to the sponsor of this year's Pops by the Sea, Citizens Bank, and its president, Jerry Sargent.
Thanks, Keith. On behalf of Citizens Bank, I'd like to welcome you to Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea Virtual Edition. Over the years, we have been proud to sponsor this special event and celebrate the arts community on Cape Cod with all of you. No summer would be complete without the Boston Pops, and this year's virtual event will not disappoint as we reminisce about the past, share in a sing-along, and look forward to when we can be together again. I hope you enjoy the show, and now I'll send you over to Hyannis Green with Julie Wake and Catherine Cajun.
Welcome to the Hyannis Village Green, home of the Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea concert, usually.
Even though we're apart, doesn't mean we can't celebrate all the Pops means to the Cape.
And there have been so many great memories at Pops by the Sea, specifically the guest conductors. We've had everyone from Julia Childs to Maya Angelou to the Farley Brothers to Blue Man Group, which is my personal favorite. One year, my very first year as the executive director at the Arts Foundation, I had the opportunity to do a selfie with Keith Lockhart, Laura Benanti, and the Blue Men. What's your favorite memory?
My favorite is Dr. Greg Skomal skipping across the stage to Under the Sea.
So fun, great memories. Yes. Well, none of this would be possible without our sponsor, Citizens Bank. We thank you for all you do for the community and specifically the arts.
There have been so many iconic moments to remind us how special this event is. But of course, we have to mention one thing. Keith Lockhart.
Hello, ladies.
Welcome, welcome. This event really would not be the same without you. So thank you for coming during a pandemic.
It's my pleasure, and I'm so sorry that we can't all be together.
I know.
But of course, this is your 25th anniversary with the Boston Pops. Congratulations.
It's kind of a quiet party.
Yes, it is.
A quiet party.
But what is your favorite moment?
Oh, that's impossible to say. You know, I've done over 2,000 concerts with the orchestra, not counting the ones I've done with other orchestras over that period of time, and 25 years, and they all kind of blur into one big concert. But I have a lot of happy memories that are associated with Pops by the Sea, of course. And I suppose, though honestly I barely remember this part, nothing kind of beats the day that I was named as the 20th conductor of the Boston Pops way back in 1995.
It is a very great pleasure now to present to you the next conductor of the Boston Pops Orchestra, Keith Lockhart.
It's very much of an honor and very humbling to be here today.
Been seeing that footage a lot this year, and what amazes me about it most is, well, I just can't, I don't know who the kid is in the picture. But I have to say, you know, taking at that point the reins of a 110-year-old institution, at that point only the third conductor since 1930, was kind of overwhelming. And honestly, you know, I have to say over 25 years, it gets easier.
One of the most important things is a song about a poor guy named Charlie on the MTA. If you know it, sing along.
Pop's memory was the year that Mike Wallace, it was actually the year of Hurricane Bob, it was 1991, and our conductor at the time was Harry Ellis Dixon. And it turns out that Harry was Mike's violin teacher back when he was a child. So they had this great fond relationship that they had. So Harry decided to prank Mike when he was on stage. At the time, all of our guest conductors conducted the Washington Post March, which happens to be a really long song. And Harry told the orchestra that when it got to a certain point in the song, which they knew by heart, to follow how Mike was conducting. So all of a sudden, the orchestra started going, and the sounds were not what you would expect for the Washington Post March. And the look on Mike's face was absolutely priceless.
Tchaikovsky wrote his 1812 overture in 1880 to celebrate the Russian defense against the Napoleonic invading forces in the War of 1812. But it wasn't until 1974 when Arthur Fiedler, my predecessor at the Boston Pops, teamed up with local businessman David Mugard to create the Boston Pops 4th of July Spectacular that it became a beloved tradition for America's national holiday as well. At any rate, we can't get through a 4th of July without playing it. Here's the Boston Pops, conducted by me, doing Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture.
Producing an event like Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea is no small feat. With a team of about 3.5 people at the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod, we rely heavily on our community partners to make this enormous event happen every year. Partners like the town of Barnstable. For the past 34 years, they've supported this event. The Barnstable Police and Fire, they sit on our steering committee to ensure we keep the public safe. And we couldn't do this without hundreds of volunteers to help set up tables, greet table buyers, and pass out program guides to all of our attendees. The planning starts in December with sales, permits, and programming. It takes 5 days to get the tent set up, sound engineering right, and tables and chairs out. Sometimes this happens in the heat of an August afternoon, and sometimes it rains. Weather is always a concern. Everyone updates their weather apps about a week before the event. This is what a table chart looks like for the Pops. It's literally like planning a royal wedding every year.
Favorite Pops memory? Only 30 seconds. I've been photographing it for a long time now, so we'll go fast. Blue Man Group. It's hard to really put into words how truly weird they are up close and in person. Just crazy weird. Maury Povich telling me I'm not the father. That was strange as well. I am. Dermot Mulrooney. I can't even imagine being that handsome. Seeing the way everybody sort of falls all over him is hilarious. And my favorite moment with him was I was able to sneak up on him playing the cello, practicing out back, and I got to tell him myself that he plays with the blood, which is a line from the show he was in, Mozart in the Jungle, and he just looked at me and was like, yeah, thanks, man. So that was great. So many good memories. Can't wait till 2021. Miss everybody.
So my favorite Pops memory was from 1996. I was named by the Highness Chamber as an honorary from the community. I had the great privilege of sitting with Olympia Dukakis, who was the guest conductor that year. And she was great. She was lovely. She'd won an Academy Award for Moonstruck, and she'd been in a bunch of things. It was really fun talking to her, but when it was her time to get up and do the guest conducting, she did her thing, and she came back to the table just gushing. She said, "Oh my God, that is so amazing to stand there and have all that music coming right at you." She said, "It comes right at your heart chakra. No wonder all those conductors live so long." We just laughed, but I never forgot that.
My favorite Pops moment is watching it all come together. Watching the tent crew come out and set up the tent, the tables, everything on the village green, and watching it transform into the setting for the iconic Pops by the Sea.
John Philip Sousa said that he sketched his march, Stars and Stripes Forever, in a matter of a day while on board a ship on a transatlantic crossing coming back to New York. He premiered it with the John Philip Sousa Band in 1897, and the orchestral version, which we play at the Pops, was finished in 1898. We started playing it then, and it's not much exaggeration to say we've never stopped playing it since. It is perhaps the best known march in the world. It's the most beloved march in this country. In 1987, it was named the National March of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the greatest march ever written, John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever.
That amazing kid you raised is ready for college, and you're proud. I love my mini-me proud. Dad cry proud. Bumper sticker proud. Fun uncle proud. Citizens Bank is proud to be a part of your student's journey from orientation to graduation. With student loan options and guidance, our experts are ready. We're going to college.
John Williams is our national composer laureate for all great moments of fanfare. He wrote his Summon the Heroes as the theme for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta. But in these past few months, it's become much more than that to us at the Boston Pops. One of our players, actually, one of our trumpet players, got in touch with the Pops staff and said, you know, this is way back in April when I don't think any of us had an idea where this was going. He said we should really honor those people who are risking their lives on the front lines, the healthcare workers, the frontline workers, the people who are helping us get through this. And why don't we use Summon the Heroes? Because what do we do? What does mankind do? What does humanity do when we're faced with adversity? Well, we summon the heroes who know what to do. And we put together, as the very first thing of the virtual pop season this year, our own version, remotely recorded, virtually put together by our amazing audio and video engineers, of Summon the Heroes. This is really one of the most complex technical performances I've ever been involved in, but the result I think was really inspiring. Here's the Boston Pops playing in 75 different basements, Summon the Heroes.
I'm John Williams, the laureate conductor of our beloved Boston Pops Orchestra. And those few notes are the beginning of a fanfare that I wrote for the Summer Olympics in 1996. And it was meant to celebrate our great athletes, our hero and heroines in their athletics who devote themselves every day to their work and become ambassadors of goodwill the world over. And today, we have a different set of circumstances, a different set of heroes and heroines who sacrifice every day and bring their commitment and dedication to their work.
This year, with all we've been through together, John Williams' stirring music is more appropriate than ever. We've had to call upon our heroes, great and small, the people who keep us safe, the people who make us well, the people who are getting us through this very difficult time. So it's my pleasure to reintroduce Jerry Sargent of Citizens Bank, who will present the 2020 Pops by the Sea Honorary Chair.
Every year at the Pops, we take a moment to honor an individual or group that represents the best of the Cape. Tonight, we honor Cape Cod's healthcare professionals as this year's Pops by the Sea honorary chairs. All of you have shown such incredible strength these past few months as you kept us safe and provided compassionate care to those who needed it. We at Citizens are in awe of your selflessness, your courage, and your dedication to serving others. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for our community.
Pops moment?
It's way too hard to pick just one.
Yeah, Pops is just one of those great events that we never miss.
Look forward to it every year. Our kids have been coming since they were babies, and they're still coming as adults. And it's literally my favorite thing to do in the summertime.
Can't wait for the Pops in 2021.
My favorite Pops by the Sea moment took place last year, and it happened when I finally sat down with my husband at our table. I had just become a new member of the Cape Cod community, moving here about a year prior, so I was definitely a wash ashore. When Keith raised the baton and the first note was struck, I looked around and I saw that I was surrounded by so many new friends I was a part of one of the most amazing events that take place every summer on Cape Cod, and I'm grateful for that and looking forward to future events.
One of my favorite Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea was certainly last summer. The weather was absolutely perfect. The music of the Beatles, gotta love the Beatles, that's one of my favorites. And then also having Eric Bergen, the guest conductor, perform as well, so that was so much fun. There are so many great memories that I have, but last summer was for sure one of my favorites.
My favorite Pops memory actually occurs every single year, and it's when the symphony breaks into the patriotic music. It's such an incredible medley they play. Everybody gets so excited, they wave their flags, they stand up, it's a great sing-along. And I think, now more than ever, we're all in this together. We need to remind ourselves that we need to be connected and take care of one another. And the patriotic music, I'll really miss that this year. But we'll wait till next year when this is all past us.
While Pops by the Sea is such an iconic event, it's more than just a concert. It also happens to be the largest fundraiser of the year for the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod, which does such remarkable work in supporting local artists, cultural organizations, and the creative economy.
As a proud member of the Arts Foundation, I'm fortunate I get to witness that work firsthand. The mission of the Arts Foundation is to promote, support, and celebrate arts and culture in Cape Cod by funding programs that are important to our community.
I've been particularly impressed how the Arts Foundation has stepped up to support local artists in the midst of the pandemic.
Yes, now more than ever, we need the arts. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce our next segment, which will show how the Pops funds these important things, as well as the vital role of the Arts Foundation in our community. If you can give, now is the time to do so.
My name is Rachel Youngling, and I own Musical Discoveries, which is an integrated program for families and children on Cape Cod, where I bring musical experiences into preschools and libraries to support the families and the children in their development. My medium of art is mostly singing, but I also do a lot of interactive musical instruments and play environments. I think music can open new horizons for us. It gives us ways to express our emotions, our sadness, our joy, our anger, our fear, so much of what we're all feeling right now, and it's just another vehicle for us to express those feelings.
My name is Julia Cumes, and I'm a photographer originally from South Africa. I grew up during the apartheid era, and it was a very politically charged time. Stories and information were so suppressed by the government. I realized early on there was nothing more powerful than storytelling. It exposes others to different perspectives, which can only lead to more empathy and understanding and connection. If I were to look at the sort of themes that I've been interested in, a lot of it is focused on giving voice to issues that I care about and giving voice to people who don't necessarily have a voice. So I've done quite a lot of projects about women in disempowered situations, whether it was in India or South Africa or elsewhere. More recently, I did a project on breast cancer on Cape Cod, giving voice to women whose stories I believe are powerful and need to be heard.
Art has an amazing power to heal. Every one of us has something that we're working on healing, whether we are a millionaire or a homeless individual. And it is a place for us to engage with our inner soul and to work through whatever might be going on there, be it through music, through painting, collage, woodworking. There's so many ways to express ourselves and to heal what we've been through, because we've all had something we need to heal from.
In 2018, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. I'm Eileen Powers, and I created a collaborative art project called Can You Make Hair For Me? as I became more acclimated to having cancer and being a patient, my friends didn't know how to communicate with me anymore. And I thought, well, what can I do? What can I do to direct that energy in a way that was both productive for me and for them? So I asked them to make hair for me, to make it out of different materials, unexpected materials. And then what I do is I take what they make, and I promise anybody who makes something that I will wear it, but I do sometimes reimagine it. And so I sort of take what they make and I create characters out of those. And, you know, I wear them, and Tom, my partner, photographs them, and I art direct them, and I sort of put them together. And we now have a series, I think, of 85 portraits.
People should support the Arts Foundation because it is an overarching organization that supports all of our arts community across all of the Cape. We have hundreds of arts and cultural organizations here on Cape Cod that each are focusing on their own individual mission or focus. But the Arts Foundation is able to see a greater whole and create synergies among all of those organizations. It's incredibly important for me to be an Arts Foundation grant recipient. It affords me the opportunity to do my work without fundraising and without being out there having to collectively create those funds to bring those programs to the forefront.
It was very helpful to me during a time where my own work really came to a complete halt, and has still come to a complete halt because I worked a lot with events, so we all know that most events have been canceled. So, you know, it was very meaningful for me, and it was very helpful, and it kept me going, and it kept me doing things, and I'm very grateful for that.
Receiving a fellowship from the Arts Foundation actually had a huge impact on my project. Having that association with the Arts Foundation really legitimized it in a way that was very powerful. So I feel like the success of the project was very connected to the fact that it was done, you know, due to a fellowship from the Arts Foundation. So it had a big impact.
Well, as an Arts Foundation board member, one of the things I'm really proud of is being part of a group that is supportive of the artists in our community and the cultural organizations, of which there are many, gems here on the Cape. We are able to raise funds, very important funds, that we distribute to these organizations and artists and support them in a small way, but it makes a big difference. Being part of the solution is very important because the work that these groups do, these organizations do, is important to our community, it's important to our culture, it's important to the education of our youth. The list goes on and on with the positives that come out of this. Over the past few years, we have funded programs that create more access to the arts. That includes funding for an after-school art program for at-risk youth at the Katuitt Center for the Arts. Also funding for the Cape and Islands Workforce Board's Artworks program, which connects high school students to internship experiences with working artists and cultural nonprofits in our region. Another great example is our funding for the Joyful Variations Chorus, a multi-generational chorus that presents music programs to seniors in nursing homes across Cape Cod. These programs are more than art for art's sake. These programs offer connection, they give meaning, and they provide hope to those of all ages, abilities, and even backgrounds. As an artist, I know just how important it is to have a nonprofit like the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod serve as a regional clearinghouse, not only for creative projects, but also for cultural organizations that make our community so special. We know how difficult 2020 has been, but if we want museums, theaters, festivals, and art galleries to return next year, please consider a donation to the Arts Foundation. Help us ensure that the arts don't just survive for some, but thrive for all of us.
Well, my favorite Pops memory was last year on a beautiful summer day. out on the green, and just having my family there and friends, and we were dancing and we're singing, which was an amazing concert, and I got to go backstage and meet everybody, and it was, we were tasting wine, and we had just a beautiful catered lunch, and it's a really special event. It's something every family should go and participate in.
So my favorite Pops memory is exposing my daughter to such a classical event, Boston Pops, being outside, dancing, and seeing so many friends. So thank you, Arts Foundation, for organizing such an amazing event, and I hope to see you in 2021.
So we are really missing the Pops by the Sea this year. That's always a good marker for summer. I think we've had a lot of great memories there over the past few years. I know my first Pops by the Sea, Regis Philbin was the guest conductor.
Me too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That will probably age us, so nobody look up what year that was. But in recent memory, I would say my favorite Pops experience is probably when the guest conductor puts themselves in a vulnerable position and performs. And so I think Dermot Mulrooney really stands out for that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I love the social aspect. I think that it's a great opportunity to bring together so many different parts of the community, and I love to talk to people, so.
We're both talkers,
Yeah.
real big talkers.
So that's easy. I love intermission, right?
I've been going to Pops by the Sea my whole life, and it's always been such a fun bonding time for me and my family. I love spending time with my friends as well while listening to the music. My favorite part is the special guests because they are always so talented and fun. It's so nice to spend a great day with my friends and family while supporting the arts.
I'd have to say my favorite Pops experience was the year that Dermot Mulroney waited for me to come out of the VIP section so he could take a selfie with me. Oh, I mean, that might not be exactly how it went. I might have waited for him, but it's blurry. It's a while ago. I can't remember. Anyway, it was awesome, and we have photo proof. So there you go.
Pops by the Sea is one of my favorite summertime events. I love listening to the talented musicians and spending time with family and friends. I love waiting for the flag to drop at the finale. I can't wait to go back next year.
I Googled how to wire a three-way switch. I kind of like to think Brad Pitt, but that's probably unrealistic. I get to meet famous people all the time and work with them, but I think the one time I was totally starstruck was spending the afternoon in Stephen Sondheim's living room. Don't have any. Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, or Celtics? Well, I'm going to get in trouble with somebody no matter what. I will have to say it's either the Red Sox or the Pats. I'd give my 35-year-old self the same advice that my predecessor, John Williams, gave me the night before I was appointed. He said, don't be in a hurry to try to make this organization your own. It's been going on for well more than a century without you, and it will be on there past you. Just be yourself, and eventually the two of you will meld together. You know, I used to feel that my ideal vacation was somewhere where I didn't have to think about music, but now I'm missing thinking about music so much, my ideal vacation would be back on the podium. An author, great American novel. A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not he who points out where the strong stumble or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Then it goes on a bit and it says, and if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place will never be among those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Yeah, you want to see it? Warning, contents under pressure. I give my kids the same advice that my father gave me at one point that he sat me down because he was disappointed because I brought home a B. He said, you can do anything you want, anywhere your dreams take you. Just make sure you're prepared to do it as well or better than anyone else. I'm an awfully tough parent. Maybe you should put that part in there too. My scores, all the music that I've accumulated over these years, all the thoughts, all the work marks that I've put in them. It's kind of interesting. We've been living on the Cape for 5 months now, and I've realized that what my home in Newton is really for, storage of my scores. One of the few silver linings in the lot of dark clouds that we've had over the last few months is that we have found ourselves concentrating on the most superficial parts of life. The how we continue to live, the what, the how much money we're going to make or not make, the how much the Dow has gone down. The arts, I hope everybody has felt a hole in all of that, where they've noticed that the why is not there. The arts deal with the why of life, why we put these things together, why we live in social structures, why we have community. The arts are about them, and I hope that when this cloud lifts off of all of us, everybody comes together to explore again the why we're all together to begin with.
We hope you all enjoyed watching the 35th Annual Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea at Home Edition.
We want to especially thank Citizens Bank, our title sponsor. Without their support this year, we just couldn't do the work that we do. So thank you for sticking with us this year. Really appreciate it.
And of course, there's one more person we need to thank, the talented Keith Lockhart. Keith, we can't wait to celebrate with you in person next year and with the Boston Pops.
I can't wait also. This was truly a Pops unlike any other. Hey, look, it's Neal.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Neal.
First of all, I just want to say, hey, Keith. Thank you, everyone, for an amazing evening. Julie, congratulations to you and your team for putting on an awesome show. And, of course, to Keith, 25 years of the Boston Pops. So well done. Awesome job. Thanks for everything. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming up next for everybody. So thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, Neal. And one request while we've got you on the phone. Would you please come back and join us in person in 2021?
Yes, of course I would. Renee and the kids will be there. And my brother Bob back there. I hope you don't mind having 7 of us staying at your house next summer. So we'll have a great time. So Keith, I am honored and thank you so very much. But Catherine, Julie, Keith, I think we're missing one big integral part of the evening. You know what that is.
What's that, Neal?
The sing-along.
Oh, of course. You're right, Neal. No Pops is complete without ending with the sing-along. I hope you'll join us along at home. And now, we'll let the incomparable Marc Martel lead us out. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next year.
Thanks, everybody.
Woo! Thank you.
Well, hey, everyone. I hope you had an amazing time celebrating the Boston Pops, Keith Lockhart, and, of course, the arts on Cape Cod with us tonight. I am, of course, a huge believer in the power of the arts. They bring us together like nothing else, especially in a time like this when we feel more apart than ever. They offer healing and even bring a specific kind of joy when we need it the most. If you can support the arts, tonight would be a great time to do so. Well, it is my privilege to help close out this year's Citizens Bank Pops by the Sea at Home edition with everyone's favorite part of the night, the sing-along. And hopefully this will be a little taste, a preview of what you can expect next year when we're all together in person, hopefully for the 36th annual Pops, the Music of Queen.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, 'cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has gone, sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, ooh, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Galileo, Galileo Figaro, Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah, no, we will not let you go, let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go, let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go, will not let you go, will not let you go, let me go. No, 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 mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
Tonight we've been entertained by Neal McDonough, Keith Lockhart, and the Boston Pops. And we've seen why Pops by the Sea is so important. It supports our local artists and our cultural nonprofits that are so special to us here on Cape Cod. As Director of Development at the Arts Foundation, I'm fortunate in that I get to see the impact of your generosity every day here on the Cape. If you can, please text to donate at Arts Cape Cod at 44321 to ensure that our arts and culture remain a vital part of our community. You can also give back by participating in our online virtual auction that includes over 30 pieces of beautiful artwork by Cape Cod's finest artists that include Jim Holland, Jackie Reeves, Sarah Hall, Pete Hawking, and more. The auction ends tonight, and there's only a few